Always remember, your focus determines your reality. Stay close to me, and you'll be safe.
Hey guys, how you doing? So today we're going to be doing another Gear 13 review, and actually it's going to be one of my favorite characters right now in the game, and most of you guys already know who this is going to be on and the title of the video, Padme. Padme, Gear 13, is she good? Is she totally worth it? The uses for it in different game modes, especially in GA and TW, and then also your arenas. So I think we can just get it started by looking at her old Gear 12 stats, and then we'll compare it to her new ones. So I'm sorry guys, but I did not take screenshots of getting or having my old Gear 12 Padme and what the stats were on hers, but this is somebody's on SWGoH.gg. This is what his health and protection looks like. So this guy is rocking a full HP set with HP on every single primary that it can go on. So HP arrow, triangle, cross, and circle. So with that in mind, his HP is at 69, almost 70k, and protection's at 46k. So that is quite good actually for Gear 12 Padme. And I don't think mine, before I did the Gear 13 boost, it was not near as good as this. And yeah, it doesn't matter too much about the speed, but this is mainly just looking at her HP and protection. She actually does gain a bunch of extra damage at Gear 13 for her physical. And as you can see her here, she has 65% health steal. So now we can go see her Gear 13 stats. Alright, so for Gear 13 Padme, it's actually pretty good of a boost, but if you are thinking about using her and Gear 13 her for the Malak team and encountering the Malaks, I don't recommend you guys doing it for that. This is not necessary at all. This Gear 13 is mainly for the extra speed and her extra HP and protection boosts. She does gain, I think, a little bit more health steal, and that's nice. And like I said earlier, her damage is actually quite boosted up a little bit, similar to Anakin's. And this isn't even with an offense set. You could definitely run an offense set with some nice speed on there. Get her up really fast, so she's hitting hard and she's really tanky as well. So this is my current setup with mods for my Padme, and I am still using the slow Padme team in my arenas. So guys, yeah, the protection is well over. The protection is over 100k, which is quite big, and her HP is at 55k. So this is with a full protection set on pretty much everything besides the cross. The reason I'm doing this is because, slow Padme, you need her to be quite slow, and what I just, would rather do is just go for protection primaries because I don't have enough HP ones. The HP ones are needed elsewhere. So pretty much what you're getting here at Gear 13 is actually quite a bit boost of her protection pool, and her HP is actually boosted up quite a bit as well. We can just test out what a full HP set looks like here on her for Gear 13. So we're going to just throw on these ones that we have on Anakin, that one on Crew, and then some here on Anakin as well. Okay, so this is for a full HP set here, and this is at now 72k, and honestly, this isn't great compared to her Gear 12, and this is kind of why you don't need to Gear 13 her for the HP. It does help a little bit. She gains a little bit more HP, and I could definitely bump it up even more so because I don't have good secondaries on here at all. But just for, seeing what the main primaries for the HP look like, this is what it looks like. But her protection is quite good as well. I've done reviews on now GK and Anakin and now Padme. All three of those people have very similar HP and protection pools, but Padme is for sure having the highest in both categories. In JKA, Anakin, and GK, they have very similar HP and protection pools, so that's pretty interesting. But for Padme, she gains, of course, the 8 extra speed from the finisher. And, from her Gear 13, she gains actually more offense. So really what you're getting here is just the speed and the offense and some extra HP. But guys, is it necessary to Gear 13 her for the Padme team? It is definitely not. if you were to use her elsewhere in defensively in like GAs and TWs, or offensively versus different teams, like maybe you want to use her versus sisters, or you want to use her versus bounty hunters, that speed increase is definitely worth it in my opinion. And honestly, this is a legendary tune, and I plan on getting all of my legendary tunes at least Gear 13, and that would be nice to have, depending on where I'm going to be using them. But yeah, she is super nice, and more HP is going to benefit the team, because look here, she gains even more HP from her leadership. So just all around, guys. If you were not to use her in the mallet counter and you just want to think, broader, just like all around parts of the game, this is quite a good Gear 13. I'm actually going to rate this at probably around an 8 out of 10. This isn't a 9 or a 10 for me, just because it's not like crazy good. Like, it's not like a Gear 13 Grievous like crazy good. I do like the extra little health steal. I do like the extra little boost in HP protection. What it really does catch my eye, though, when I look at Gear 13 stats on her is her damage. I think her damage is actually quite good for being a support and being, quite fast as well. So when I do want to remod these guys once I get a better team to use versus Malix, I will remod this Padme team for a lot more speed and actually making Padme hit harder as well. So that's kind of it for this, or outside of the mallet counters. But if you want to talk about how useful it is inside the mallet counter, and if this was needed, the Gear 13 rating on that scale from inside the mallet counters is not very good. It's probably around a 4 or 5 for me. I don't like it at all. It doesn't add anything to the team. It does add a little bit more survivability versus, those god tier Maliks that have like 340 speed and, all that stuff. But that's only very niche in this game. The typical and average team, you do not need Gear 13 Padme for. So that's kind of why it's lower end on the rating for me. So guys, that's kind of it for the Padme, and I will show you some clips of my Gear 13 Padme and how it's working for me so far now that I have it. Alright, so this is some Gear 13 Padme action here. I don't want to show you guys any more Maliks. I have plenty of those on my channel. I just want to show you some different teams that I've been using her with in my GAs and just that sort of stuff. So Gear 13 Padme, still in this team that we're using right now. Everybody is modded for the slow mallet counter. But like I said, if I was to use this elsewhere, I would definitely bump up everybody's speed, and especially Padme's, since she has the highest base speed on this team. Shock T is a great one to add in. I just can't really, figure out if I would want to use her in this team, or if I, eventually once I get my clones, use her in the clone team. I do think she's going to be very good with upcoming clone reworks, so I'm going to just say that Shock T should be in the clone team and not in this team. So Padme really should be one of the fastest, and especially in this Grievous counter right now here, guys, a fast Padme would do you wonders. Having the first turn here, stunning somebody or just gaining extra protection up stacks early on is going to be huge. You can see here we didn't get that up and going for the protection stacks or the kick, and we're kind of hurting. We're suffering a little bit. This Grievous team is very well modded. So this kind of goes to show you what it looks like. I did a video on this recently, but this is just more for how Padme looks at her Gear 13 levels and what you're really adding to the team. So we were talking about the health steal a little bit ago, right? And the health steal is actually nice in here because when Grievous is doing his AoEs after he kills somebody, Padme is actually able to tank a lot of the hits from her high HP pool, and in turn she's going to be getting a bonus turn from Anakin's unique Zeta, and she's going to be doing a basic or just really a kick or anything, and she's getting that health steal, getting even more HP up. So it's really useful in that area. But the whole protection boosts and HP boosts aren't crazy like I was mentioning. The main things here are her speed, her health steal, and her offense. I do want to do an updated guide, or just like do a new guide rather, to having remodding my Padme in particular versus different teams at having her faster versus these other Grievous teams, the sisters and bounty hunters and stuff like that. I want to just see what I can get her offense and her speed looking like, just so I can have a better and safer more counter to GA teams and stuff like that. So that's kind of how it's looking right now in my Gear 13 Padme versus other teams besides Malix. So we'll just wrap it up here, guys. We saw some footage. We went more into what I like about it and what I don't like about it. I overall think it's pretty solid of a Gear 13. But comparing it to my rest Gear 13 that I've done so far, there's a couple I want to do some videos on as well, like the Night Sister Spirit and Han. I got to get some more battles of that so I can show you guys. But comparing it to the others, I have 6 right now. I got Grievous, GK, Solo, Anakin, Spirit, and Padme. So out of those 6, I would probably say she's probably at the lower end, if not the lowest tier of my Gear 13s. She is definitely not the best. Spirit and her are kind of around the same. They both gain really good speed from the finisher and some nice offense boosts, but I don't think it's gonna, change the whole faction. But it is very helpful, like I've been saying, guys. Just not the best Gear 13 out there as of right now. So it's a good Gear 13. As we're going to conclude this video, it's a good Gear 13. It's not necessary for the mallet counter, but it is very nice to have when you're fighting different teams outside of the mallet counter for the extra speed boost. So that's kind of it for today, guys. Let me know what you think of your Gear 13 Padme if you do have her, and maybe you just want to talk about your Gear 12 or whatever other version of Padme you have. Let me know if you guys would need any extra help with Padme teams. I'm always here to help in the Discord. There's actually a Discord link in the description, as long as with the Patreon link as well. Be sure though, guys, to like this video and to share it with others. And if you're new to this channel, give it a sub. It really does help out, guys, with the channel and growing it. So very, very helpful there. But that's it for today, guys. Be safe out there, and I'll see you later.